Hi, good morning, everybody. Wanted to say happy Thursday. Thank you for joining us today. We are in the midst of our COVID-19 webinar series, and we have today the honor of presenting to you treating acneic skin with Brittany. Before we go ahead and get started, I wanted to do a couple of introductions and also a little bit of housekeeping. Everybody you see on the screen here, we are Alexander's Aesthetics. We are a wholesale distributor nationwide, and we wanted to welcome you. We've got on the phone here on the webinar, we have Tiffany. She's been a trainer in our California office working for my mom for 10 years. She is going to be on today and pop on at the end to answer some questions. And we have the honor of having Brittany Torres, which is our Colorado educator, here with us to talk to us today about acne. Before I pass it over to Brittany, a couple housekeeping items. On the right-hand side of your screen, I think it's on your right, it's on my right, there's a control panel. We want you to use that questions box over on your control panel. So if everyone can take a minute to go over there and go ahead and just put in where you're from. We'd love to see everybody from around the country. We've actually gotten a few international people in on these. So it's just really cool to see where you guys come from. And so take a minute to go to find that questions box. Also, during the presentation, you can go ahead and put your questions in. We've allowed a lot of time in this webinar at the end for questions, so that we are hoping to get all of those questions answered. So hopefully we're getting some people in here. All right, some people are answering. Thank you so much. Also, we will refer to this during the presentation, but we have some handouts for you. They're in PDF format. We have some protocols and some other things. Again, we're going to refer to those during the presentation, but if you get a minute, we want you to just go ahead and download those. You can only do that while you're on the presentation, and so go ahead and do it. All right, I'm just gonna go through a few places that we're from. We've got a lot from Colorado. Hi, everybody from Colorado. We've, of course, have a lot from California, the Bay Area, Los Angeles. We've got Phoenix, Arizona. We have Indiana, Grand Rapids, Michigan, Lincoln, Nebraska, Maryland, Florida, all over the country. Welcome, everybody. We're so happy that you're here today. All right, so with that, I'm going to drop off the webcam. We'll come back and pass it over to our wonderful Brittany. Thanks, Brittany.
Yeah, no problem. Hi, guys. So good morning. It's so nice to be here. I'm really excited to do my first webinar ever. And I've had the privilege of being brought on to the Alexander's team about a couple months ago, so this is really exciting. So I hope to give you as much information about treating acneic skin clients. I personally have I've had this condition for about 10 years, so I have a lot of insight on it and hopefully can share with you some things when it comes to treating acneic skin. Excuse me. So in this webinar, I kind of want to go over some things about building trust with your client. As you know, when we have clients, we can see them from that first initial visit, and over time, gaining the trust with your client, I feel like it's crucial to giving you results, as we are pretty result-oriented trade professionals. And we also have boundaries and things that we have to be mindful of when treating acne. So we're going to walk through a general consultation that also happens throughout the time spent with the client. We're also going to review some skin types and how acne plays a role in treating those skin types. And then at the very end, we'll do some takeaway hints and some things that I felt were pretty beneficial. I'll share with you some stories. We have some protocol handouts and then retail options that Alexander's has for you. So normally with consultation, you want to be aware if they have certain underlying conditions, if they take certain medications, right? Hormonal medication, if they are on a type of hormonal medication, especially when women are going through a change in their life, that will play a major role in how acne comes about and how well you can treat acne with people on hormonal medication. Medications just in general are also good to understand. If you don't know about that medication, take the time to talk to them about it. Some medications that people are on are like, they dehydrate the body. They can have a role in so many factors. So try to be mindful of the medications they're on. Vitamin intake, are they taking vitamins? Are they using supplements and things? Diet restrictions, right? A lot of people are gluten-free these days. Taking gluten out of your diet, even if you aren't celiac, has helped people with their acne. So sometimes understanding how people eat, what they intake with their diet is also going to help you understand the limitations that you have when you treat people with acne. Clearly water intake, right? Are they drinking enough water? Some people say they're going to drink 8 glasses of water a day, and let me tell you personally, that's actually very hard for me to do. So understanding little things like that with your clients really going to help you in the end know how to and what your boundaries are on how to treat acne. Obviously, exercise is beneficial to know. Are they active? Are they perspiring every day? That type of thing. Life stressors, job. You know, I've been with clients for many years, and ultimately sometimes you become like a little therapist in their life. And you know, if they're, you know, I was with a client in the middle of a really hard divorce, and her skin changed, and a lot of things and stress play a big role in how our skin, how the outside of our body reacts to those stressors. I wanted to save that autoimmune disorder for the last. There's so many autoimmune disorders that are ultimately going to be something that limit your ability to provide good treatments and also to suggest retail to. So knowing that specific people who have thyroid issues, hyper or hypothyroidism, Graves' disease, Hashimoto's, right? I also have a client that came in with vasculitis, and the way it was presented was that she had an acne problem on her back, and it ended up being an autoimmune disorder. So learning about specific autoimmune disorders is also going to help you when you go to treat people with acne, and basically how far and what your boundaries are in that aspect. So we are aware of the types of acne. I'm not going to spend too much time in the stages per se, but we have our 4 stages of acne, right? Mild to moderate, moderate to severe. And then, of course, stage 4 or severe acne is that most, it's kind of more or less the stage in which you would always want to refer them to a physician and dermatologist. And within these stages, you can have all these variations of acne. In stage 1, I wouldn't really see a cyst or a nodule, but with severe acne, you can have pustules, papules, whiteheads and blackheads. They can, I guess the variations or degrees in these, in the whiteheads and blackheads throughout the stages can come about and leave. Sometimes whiteheads, like say on the nose, can be because of what they're doing outside, or if they're in a work environment that puts a lot of pollutants on their face. So being aware of the type of acne and trying to judge that for yourself. When you get into stage 3 and stage 4, you have to almost always know that cysts and irritation and inflammation come into these stages, that is when your limitations, right, when how we can really see the results are going to be more or less hindered, because you were getting underneath the skin that we can only treat so far with. And so with that being said, how do we treat this acne, right? Treating the acne more or less from stages 1 through 3. And then with 4, you know, you can be mindful of treating that acne, say if they have visited a dermatologist, because they could be on a medication that's going to be drying to the skin. So let's talk about those types of skin, right? We have the oily combination and dry. I like to also say that I treat dry skin, or I treat sensitive skin and mature skin like I would treat dry skin clients. More or less, the sebum production when your skin matures, it starts going down. And then with sensitive clients, you also are going to be using less active products. So I kind of wanted to just let you guys know that I'm putting the dry sensitive category together. Oily, obviously, is the overproduction of sebum. Combination is a mixture. And with combination, we have to be mindful. Not all women have, say, the T-zone, the classic T-zone, oily through the chin, the nose, and the forehead. I personally have more of like the Y-zone, where I'm very oily through the chin and my nose, but very much into my cheeks, whereas my forehead's mainly been dry. So just be aware. I feel like combination is very client to client basis, and you have to just really take a look at their face. They definitely have more of a mixed pore size, whereas oily skin has the larger pore size. Oily skin can be more productive and more shiny in specific areas of the face, and then they could have normal skin. So be mindful of that as well. It's always about how we look at our clients, how we're going to treat our clients, and everybody is so different. Dry skin, sensitive skin, mature skin, you know, they can have limited sebum production again. They may have a flaky, dull appearance. With sensitive skin, they could be more prone to redness, irritation, smaller pores. Sensitive skin too can also not be as flaky and dull, and sensitive skin can seem very like normal, but the products, the retail, and the treatments that you're going to be giving a sensitive skin client with acne treat it more like a dry than anything else. So our oily skin clients with acne, personally, I have found to best use with both treatments and retail, salicylic acid, or our BHAs. They are the deeper driving acid. They're going to really help to clean out the pores, but as well as I'm a huge fan of the AHAs, right? Our glycolics, the lactic, the mandelic acid. I have to just first kind of say you can make an oily skin client very dry. It happens all the time. I treated my oily skin and pretty much overworked it with salicylic acid because I wanted so badly to get rid of my acne that I wasn't putting enough vitamins back in and letting it rest in a longer periods of times between my treatments to get my to stop drying it out. So be mindful of that when you're treating oily skin clients. Make sure that they have active products or you use active treatments, but then try to allow your oily skin client to know that it's okay for a few days for that skin to rest. I mean, we have to treat it like a muscle. You work it, and then it has to rest. We're going to be putting more vitamins or anti-inflammatory elements into, say, our serums or having a little bit of a side home care routine where we're just kind of hydrating, because we don't want to strip the skin completely of the sebum. And what's going to happen is you're going to have the reverse effect, and all of that acne is going to come right back, and it's going to be more angry than ever. So I would treat oily skin clients with salicylic in my treatment, obviously with chemical peels, with masks, but after maybe every third treatment, I'm going to start putting some more anti-inflammatory elements in there, hydrating. So that's when I'll kind of switch over to AHAs. And I almost always sell my client a serum with vitamins or something that is going to really nourish the skin. And then next we have our combination skin with acne. I personally like salicylic again through those areas that are inflamed with acne, the oily areas. Again, you can have that T zone or the Y zone to treat. You can use both in treatments and in retail. Again, our AHAs are amazing, glycolic, lactic, and enzymes. But depending on the severity, right, of the acne and where it is throughout the face and how dry are they or normal they are on the other areas is going to really kind of be an indicator on how much you want to rotate active with hydrating. Sometimes in your treatments, you can use hydrating masks while you are putting a chemical peel throughout the T zone or the Y zone. It's kind of nice. You can make your own little special cocktail with combination skin. Combination skin can be defeating because you can either make the skin more oily or more dry if you're just treating all of the skin. So it's very important to, build that trust with your client and let them know, hey, we can modify this, we can go active, and then we can go hydrating, or we can do a blend, or with home care and things like that. You can even wash your face in specific areas with different cleansers. And I know that combination skin and treating it at home can be overwhelming, right? Because we're already having a hard enough time sticking to a four-step to five-step system. So this can be overwhelming to a client when you're retailing this. So I would treat it really hard with my treatments, right? With my chemical peels, with my masks, with my facials. And then I would just, really recommend, if they're incapable of like having so much to do at home, trying to just rotate, I guess, the products out, or always just having a hydrating serum no matter what. And then also we have our dry skin, our sensitive skin with acne. Dry skin almost always can happen at any time in our life. It can happen with climate, it can happen being out in the sun, being just at any time we can have dry skin. Like I said, you can make an oily skin client dry, right? We can over chemical peel their face and their skin moves into this dry zone. So I would not really recommend to retail salicylic at home with a dry skin, sensitive skin, or people that have overtreated and overworked their skin. I just tend to use salicylic primarily in the treatment room. Salicylic can be completely overdone at home with dry skin. I've seen it also with benzoyl peroxide. It can be very drying, and right now you just need to focus on hydrating, really nourishing that skin. It has to be healthy in order for you to target and treat everything that you want to. I would focus on the AHA, right? Our glycolics, lactic, mandelic, even enzymes for treatments as well. It's going to really help kind of rotate that skin and allow for the new skin to come through. At home, I would only send them home with glycolics, lactics, and enzymes. Again, I just really feel like when you have a dry skin client with acne, and I see it all the time, especially in Colorado with this kind of arid climate, it is very dry here, and it is amazing how just the area in which you live can just be so drying. You have the cracked lips, the skiing season, the winter time is going to dry that skin out, and people have active acne. And so we don't want to just strip it all away, even more so with that salicylic. So it's very important. Hydration toners, serums, and moisturizers. We're really going to want to calm the skin, right? You have to think sometimes when people get to this level of dryness, it almost feels like windburn or like a rash. It can even come across as looking like eczema. One thing that I really like is using zinc oxide. I have put baby fat Desitin cream on my face several times. I still do it. I love that stuff. It has 40% zinc oxide in it, and I have Desitin all throughout my house. I use it for everything, sunburns, but really when you can coat it on after a chemical peel for dry skin, they're gonna love you for that. And it's actually, who would have thought a $10 product is gonna be night and day amazing to really help with dry skin. You could put it on before bed, put a towel over your pillowcase and kind of sleep with it on, and you'll still wake up and have this white face about you, but it's going to really help with that chappedness. It's going to help with that flakiness. I mean, it's kind of just one of those little tips that I like to give away. It's amazing. All my clients have it for everything now. I feel like sometimes you can only get so far with hydrating and serums and moisturizers, and then when you really want to treat the acne, you're like, okay, so what are we going to use, with our vitamins, with our Vita enriched serums and things like that, and our anti-inflammatories, that's going to really help to kind of heal the skin. And personally, I've really loved the zinc oxide on my face. So as we've talked about those skin types, I know that there are so many variations of people that you have seen or are treating right now, or you yourself are dealing with when having acne. Again, we can only do so much, right? We are result oriented. We want to see that acne gone. We love, getting in there, getting those blackheads out, extracting. We are the queens and kings of popping people's skin. We love that stuff, and so we want to see it gone. We want to see a clear face, but there comes a point where things are just out of your scope, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but even when you get to those grade 3 and grade 4 acneic clients, and they are completely inflamed and there's cystic acne everywhere, you can only do so much, and you're still going to see those people. They still want to come to you for maybe a hydrating facial. They still want to have that touch and feel and that care from you. So if they do go into a physician or a dermatologist and say they get put on medications that dehydrate the body, or they get put on Accutane, it's a big don't treat Accutane clients, but they're going to still want to have hydration put back in their skin. And just because people are going through grade 3, grade 4, seeing a physician and a dermatologist, getting that medication, we still can help them in specific treatments of hydrating, right? Relaxing facials, hydrating masks, giving them proper retail that's going to help them at home to really calm the skin, to hydrate the skin. So you can only go so far as to treat the acne, but we're really great at still being there for our clients to help hydrate that skin. I myself, after 10 years, I have to tell you, being on Accutane is just, it's kind of like a big no-no in the aesthetics world. It's going through this for 10 years and recognizing that you get to a point where I have everything available to me as far as chemical peels or getting retail. You have to sometimes just take a step back and go, this is out of my hands. You know, I can only do so many things in my life, take out dairy, take out gluten, not drink alcohol. I mean, hormonal medications before I took the big step to be on Accutane, which I currently am on. And it's really helped me, and my skin feels great. I do know what it's like to be now on Accutane. And let me tell you, I just want to hydrate my skin. So it's a kind of like that catch-22, you know. It's hard to feel defeated and that you have to go that route, but sometimes you just have to give it up and say, you know, the best way for me to treat you is to help you hydrate your skin and for you to see a physician, and whatever you choose, I'm here for you for that journey. You know, we also have those boundaries of people who have autoimmune disorders. There are so many autoimmune disorders out there that really kind of, it's unfortunate, but we can only do so much with the skin, even if they have acne, or even if that disorder is the leading cause of why they're having breakouts. It's important to understand each immune disorder as it is. Like eczema, per se, like having it on your face, or a flare out or something like that on your face, you know, you have to treat acne while really treating and caring for the skin. And sometimes, you know, also taking a step back and saying, look, I don't want to further damage your skin, or I don't want to cause a flare out or things like that. It's being responsible to your client, also being responsible to yourself and your trade, and it's okay. You know, acne is a journey. It doesn't get solved in 3 months like we all want it to be, and you definitely cannot have a treatment, one chemical peel, and it's going to be all gone, you know. So this is a journey, and building that rapport with your client is crucial to move forward and know that there are boundaries. Also hormones, right? Teenagers, people becoming pregnant, or just having a baby, their skin is going through so many changes. Menopausal women, hormones play a massive role in how our entire body operates, and the things that come out of our body through our skin. So again, we have limitations. We all want to have our clients be diligent in their home care routine, but we have to also be honest too, and I put lack of home care. We have to also be honest that not everyone is cleansing, toning, serum, moisturizer, SPF. That it's just unrealistic to expect that when you have a client there on your bed for the first time and you sell her a kit, she's going to be doing it. So we also are limited to the lack of home care that a client has and does at home, honestly, and really does it. You know, it does take over 60 days to form a habit. So if you have a client come in and she washes her, or he washes his face with body wash, she washes her face with soap, they put lotion on their face. It's like they've been doing that and accustomed to that for so long. So you have also boundaries, right? You have results that are going to be limited because you have to get them to at least use one more product for 60 days, develop a habit to see change, to then introduce a second product. So again, there are boundaries within that. Lifestyle, right? Dehydrated clients, some people, you know, just have a different lifestyle. Maybe they're outside, maybe they're in a work environment. I had a client who was a cook and just constantly had steam in her face. She was around food all the time, and it takes specific things to know that you can only do so much with specific lifestyles, with specific jobs. Some clients just don't drink water, or they are dehydrated because of a medication, or sometimes, you know, they're young and they're 21 to 22 and they're actively going out a lot and they drink a lot of alcohol. That all plays a big role. Lifestyle is huge, and it's going to be an indicator in which how much you can do for that acneic client. Being honest with your client is crucial, right? It's like, hey, we're going to do all these treatments, and you know, if you're going to do this, then you can expect that your acne is only going to go down so much. And you have to also be okay with that. We're only limited to what we can tell and advise somebody and do in our treatment room, but ultimately lifestyle and things that are going on at home is really going to be a hindrance. So as we get into some takeaway hints for your clients, we definitely know drinking more water, hydrating, right? Hydrating our body is going to hydrate the skin. I put do not touch your face in there. That's a huge one, especially right now. Touching our face constantly, we are more aware. And I feel like actually the public now is a lot more aware of how things transfer just from our fingertips to our phone, right? Cleaning our cell phones, just things that touch our face constantly. Letting your clients know that that is really, really important, especially if you're doing treatments, right? Like chemical peels, and they want to take the dead skin off. You know, it's like, don't touch your face, don't peel the skin. You got to really get your client to almost be mindful of it. You know, if you put that Desitin, that baby butt cream everywhere, and if they have a bunch of white marks on their fingers, they're going to be like, oh, that's how many times I touched my face. So there's just kind of little things that you can do to help them on their journey to learn and develop a habit to not be mindful and not touch their face. I'm a big fan of probiotics these days, probiotics of cleaning the gut, right? A lot of times I've heard from so many people in the trade profession that acne is a gut problem, a gut issue. If it's not hormonal, sometimes it's not though. But probiotics, omega-3s, you know, having a healthy diet. They even have new products out there that have live probiotics you can put on the face, you know, giving that healthy bacteria to kind of combat the negative bacteria. I'm a big fan of you know, staying healthy on the inside, cleaning up your diet, making sure that all of what you can give to your body as far as vitamins, healthy bacteria, it's actually it's huge. It's huge right now, and I feel like our industry is going more into things like that about being clean, you know. So if you ever get onto that conversation with your client and you've built that rapport, I mean, suggesting things like that, they're going to really appreciate it, right? They're going to really understand, like, she really cares about my diet. She really, you know, or she's referred me to these articles or things or information, you know. It's ultimately it's up to the client. And then, of course, cleaning our makeup brushes, right? You know, understanding our makeup, how it can clog our pores. We are in a time and an era where everybody is on Instagram or TikTok or, you know, FaceTiming all the time. And there's makeup tutorials everywhere you look. And people are caking their face on with makeup, and that's okay. And it's fine, you know, as long as we have the right retail products and home care to take it all off at the end of the night, or, you know, double cleanse our face. Just letting your client know that that is important, because you can wash your face one time with all that makeup on and then go to put a clean Kleenex over and you still have a lot of residual. So we need to just educate our clients how important it is to clean up our makeup brushes. If you guys have access to cleaner makeup lines, this is where, if you have an acneic client and you want to introduce that, I would highly recommend introducing cleaner makeup, more natural makeup, things like that, or getting them on a diligent double cleanse routine. You know, ultimately, a last little thing for your client, right? Letting our face breathe. I think this has been the longest time my face has gone without makeup. It's been really nice to just like go, I'm not going to wear any today. And when your client or you can let your face breathe, it's amazing, right? Fresh air, things like that. We all need our clean skin, you know, cleaning our face earlier in the night and letting it breathe instead of right before you go to bed. You know, all of those things are very important. Okay, so I have some protocols right in the handout section. So please pull from those. We have it for, say, combination dry and oily. This is a little bit about, you know, how we would treat it with the products that Alexander's has for you, and they, you know, it's available. I have to admit, I was new to these products, and as I was learning them to do this webinar, I'm really, really impressed with a lot of what they have on hand, and I know for a fact there are two of them I'm switching out wholeheartedly. So as you can see with retail options, I gave you what I thought personally what I would use for specific skin types. I did put teen and pregnant in there. We have I encounter pregnant women every day, and they're very mindful of what they put on their bodies. So I kind of added that in, as well as teen acne. Let's be honest, we have so many moms that see us, even if it's not for acne, but they have an acne teen at home. And so, you know, when you work with people, they begin to trust you. And so having that on hand knowledge about, hey, how to best help your teen. Of course, with teens, it's going to be the hardest to get them on a routine, right? Especially like teen boys. That are, you know, I mean, my cousin, we had to argue with him to take a shower every other day. So I don't know, it can be a thing with teens. You got to get them ready. They're very active, they're in sports, so be mindful of that. So if there's a couple things you could take away from that, I have it all listed here. And I think we have this also for you to pull from. Retail for active, right? So if you're doing a series of chemical peels and active treatments, I have also some recommendations of retail to send with your client. We definitely need to be hydrating the skin after chemical peels. I really loved that rescue cream. I'm sure you guys heard about it back with Tiff's in her enzyme and chemical peel webinars last week. I think it's amazing. And also, let me have this out. I gave some more or less product must-haves. I know I said earlier that we have clients that are so invested in their either soap and water and lotion routine or body wash. You also have clients that are really loyal to brands, right? Or you have clients that buy from, you know, a retail, like Clinique. We have clients that come in with the Rodan and Fields. And they're very just loyal to their brands. So it's like, how can I help you if you have a specific line that's from Alexander's? You know, what are those product must-haves to take home, you know, especially with the different skin types? How to get them to trust you with those brands, how to get them to believe in a product, or how to get just somebody to use one product with whatever they're using right now. So if they're, you know, using the body wash in their shower and you're just like, okay, when you get out of the shower and you go to put your lotion on, have that like serum right next to the lotion and do a couple drops of the serum within your lotion. If people can see that you and trust that you are really there to help make whatever it is at home more comfortable, and you're not just bombarding them with an entire line that they're supposed to begin. That's really what helps to build trust with clients. They're really going to believe in you the next time when they're like, okay, this, this isn't breaking the bank, she really cares. She understands that, I'm a go person and I don't have the time for this. So I also put spot treatment in the clarifying toner pads. Everybody loves a good just spot treatment, in their routine or with whatever they have. The toner pads are nice. Be mindful and let your clients know to use these specific ones at least 2 to 3 times a week, not to kind of really do them daily. Toner pads I feel like are really great for teenagers as well. So there's a couple retail options. Again, you have access to this. And if you are ever curious, right, about searching for ingredients, so this actually really helped me. Wendy let me know about this, right? I want to know what has lactic acid in it, what has glycolic. You can go to the ingredients by hitting their website and typing it in. Do you want to show this?
Let me pop in and show everybody. I'm just
Cool.
changing myself over. Presenter. And okay, let's see here. Okay, hopefully everyone can see that. Can you see that, Brittany?
Yes.
Awesome. So I'm just going to do a quick demo of our website only because we get questions about this all the time, and I think it's a feature that our customers don't know that we have. But as most of you know that have been on our website, we are one company, 2 locations. So when you pull up our website, the map will come up. If you are going to be serviced by the Colorado office, you want to click here on the right-hand side, and if serviced by the California office, you'll click here on the left-hand side. We do have 2 different websites just because we keep our inventory separate so that we can service our individual clients. But at the very top, there's a search tool. So I know we went over a lot today. If we went over every product that addressed acne, our webinar would be like 3 hours and everyone would probably fall asleep. So I just wanted to show you how you could find things. So let's say you're looking for something that has lactic acid in it. You can type in the name or what you're searching for. It's just like a little Google, and pull up lactic, and it will pull up all the products that have that ingredient in it. You can search by product name, by ingredient, by all the different things, just like a Google search. So I just wanted to show everybody that tool so you're not too overwhelmed with how do I go and find those products. So that was it.
Awesome.
I'll switch it back to you.
Wendy. Awesome.
Yeah.
So this was actually really helpful for me, guys. So, okay.
Switching you back.
Okay. All right, perfect. So, great tool that Alexander's has. I think that's amazing as a distributor for us to have access to that, especially if you want to use them, see all the lactic ingredients and then try something different, right? I think that's awesome. So we have an upcoming webinar, so I hope you enjoyed this one, right? Tuesday, April 14th, we have the Hail and Hush expert. So I hope to see everyone there, and that would be 10 a.m. Colorado, 9 California, right? Okay, perfect. So again, thank you guys for joining us. I'm sure you guys have us all in your, I hope, bookmark this, right, in your web browser, and let us know if you guys have any questions. We're going to go over some questions right now. I think Tiffany will be joining with me.
Yep, I'm here to help.
Cool.
All right, you ready, guys?
Yeah.
So remember, everybody, some people have already put in questions, but go ahead, enter in your questions, and our little panel here will answer that. All right, so first question is from Savannah. Savannah would like to know, would Desitin be a good recommendation for nurses, medical professionals who are experiencing very dry, irritated hands right now?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, I mean, as we all know, Desitin, right, is the baby butt cream. I mean, in essence, but I mean, it is. But if you even read the box, it says for dry, blistered skin. So it's great. I mean, if I get a sunburn, I put it on my chest. I put it on my hands. I'll even put it sometimes on my cracked heels. I mean, it's amazing to have that high concentration. It's 40% in that little bottle. So yes, I'm a big fan. There also is specific brands, different brands that have like even like that calamine lotion in it that help for that itching. So yeah, my friend has used it on her eczema to help. So, yes.
I would also recommend too, because we did bring up the rescue cream, I would throw in the rescue cream would be a great balm because it is more of a balm. I legitimately keep the lip rescue, my little workspace in my kitchen. I keep the lip rescue, which is the same thing as the rescue cream. And I keep our intensive hand cream moisturizer. I keep those at my desk. Both of those, I like the intensive hand cream because it's going to sink into the skin really quickly so that you're not greasy. The rescue cream, especially for nurses, what you can do is they can lather their hands in the rescue cream as well. Throw on some like saran wrap or something like that, because that's going to help keep the moisture in the skin instead of evaporating into the air. So
I love it.
So
when you got me hooked on it.
I told you, it's one of those. And then it comes like that. That's the larger size, the rescue cream. So that's a really great one. It's full of anti-inflammatory ingredients. Also, it again, it's going to help just hold the extra moisture in, and it's super healing. So for your cracked heels, for all of that, cuts, burns, all of that kind of stuff, the rescue is always my go-to.
Okay, awesome. All right, from Lynn Schwartz, I think more of a comment, but she said I finally resorted to Accutane at age 32, and it really got me past the frustrating grade 3/4 acne.
Yeah.
Now focus on healing the scars, what she says.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I mean, yeah. You get to a point, Lynn, where, right, you're just like, how many more scars am I going to deal with? Because you know you're going to be spending another 10 years getting rid of them. So I get it. It's you got to do it. You got to do, and now it's the scar battle.
Yeah. All right, thanks for sharing that, Lynn. Savannah has another question. Would LED with hydration be helpful for Accutane clients as well?
Geez, I would, yeah, absolutely. I would think so. I mean, I guess I never really thought about that, honestly, Savannah. So yes, you know, the red light therapy helps circulation. Blue light therapy kills bacteria. So I guess I would just kind of focus on red light at that point, increasing the blood flow, healing, hydration. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Katie in Grand Junction. Hi, Katie. And she also, just to let everyone know, sent a little note that their fruit trees in Grand Junction on the eastern slope are already blooming. Means that spring is coming.
Yeah.
Great. How pretty.
We're a little later here in Colorado, and I know the East Coast is probably even later, but anyway. All right. What do you recommend for clients to wash their brushes with?
Okay, so I mean, we just want anything that has an antibacterial in it. Anything if you have an antimicrobial But I mean, normally people are going to you just recommend anything with antibacterial, wouldn't you say, Tip?
Yeah.
Yeah. Could be so many items.
To be honest, if you don't have access to that kind of stuff, like a Jane Iredale, Brittany and I both love Jane Iredale as far as makeup is concerned. We're on the same page there. They have a great spray that's an antibacterial that you can spray your brushes after. And then Jane also has a cleanser that you can use. But honestly, before that, I've always just used regular shampoo and conditioner on my brushes, because as long as you're cleaning them off so that there's nothing growing in them for the most part, you're fine. So I mean,
just
yeah,
and then you just definitely, I forgot to say, you definitely want to hydrate those brushes, or those little bristles will break.
Yeah.
So you got to hydrate them and then dry them. It's kind of like, washing your hair. Have a brush day. Do it once a week.
All right, next question is from Michelle Meyer. What is the best approach for treating hormonal acne?
So hormonal acne, I feel like, is so case by case. Hormonal as a teenager, hormonal as, say, coming into pregnancy or menopausal. So it's the best way to treat it. I mean, really treat it normally as you would treat their skin type, right? I would say that the boundary of that is if they're on hormonal medication. Does that answer your question? I would still treat it per skin type, like I would treat anybody else who has non-hormonal.
Right. So Brittany's saying if they have drier skin, then treat it as drier skin. If they have oilier skin, treat it as oilier skin. You're also, right?
Yeah. I mean, unless they are on a specific medication for hormone, like therapy, or for estrogen-based clients. But if they're going through pregnancy, again, you're limited to the ingredients there.
Awesome. Okay, let's see. Lynn Schwartz, just more of a comment. She's in Arizona and she puts everyone in all caps on the Ageless Serum from SkinScript.
You bet. I am with you, Lynn.
Yeah.
Me too.
I actually, that was one of them. I was like, this is awesome. Yeah.
It's my favorite product.
Is that your favorite?
Out of all of them in the 20 plus years that I've been doing it, that is 100%. That and the cucumber toner. Let's be realistic about it.
Yeah, the cucumber.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that Ageless. I really like that Hale and Hush, the toner with that salicylic and the probiotic in it. That sounds really interesting too. Sounds exciting.
All right, what treatments will help pregnancy acne? From Megan.
What treatments?
Yes.
With treatments, if say you can use a lactic chemical peel, you can use enzymes, right? We can do you could still be active without having glycolic and salicylic in your treatments. So, allowing your client to know that these are pregnancy safe. I do think Mandelic, right, is safe as well.
Right, anti-inflammatory.
So I would use those based AHAs. Enzymes are always nice. Enzymes are just nice in general, no matter what kind of skin you have. They're very, they're amazing. So I would use that in my facials, and you can do peels, or, obviously with retail.
Okay, awesome. All right, Katie says the search engine is fabulous. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Isn't it funny? I just learned about the search engine yesterday, guys.
Somebody is asking, Stephanie is asking a good question about the link for the Hale and Hush webinar on Tuesday. I'm going to take over presenter again because we get this question after the webinar so many times. So I just want to show everybody where they can find, let's see here. So can you see my screen? I'm hoping everybody can.
Yep.
Okay. So when you're on our website, you go to classes, you click on the link to classes, and in this section here, this is where we have all of our upcoming webinars. These are all hyperlinked, so it goes directly to the registration page. So right here is where you would click for the Hail and Hush one. And then just to let everybody know, we do keep all of our previous webinars. The recordings are here as well. So you just click on, you know, waxing with e-towel wax, and it will bring up a go to webinar registration, and you'll be able to view the previously recorded webinar. You also will get an email at the end, probably, it's usually in about 24 hours, you'll get an email that will give you a link to that as well. Right now, GoToWebinar is really, really overloaded because everybody is doing webinars. So the emails, sometimes the subject line has been a little different. So it might say like, thank you for attending the sugaring webinar, but the link is to the acne one. I just want to let everybody know that. Don't be alarmed. Okay, let's go back to questions. Questions. And okay, hold on a second here. All right, so let's go to questions. What brand is the rescue cream?
Dr. Schwab.
CA Batana, yeah, Dr. Schwab. And it comes in the lip rescue. So this is a good retail for your clients as well. And then the one that Brittany has, that one is more of like your pro size one. That one I actually retail as well. Yeah. People can leave that at home in there, like as part of their, I replaced the Neosporin with that rescue cream, and then the lip rescue I keep on my person. Yeah.
Cool. That's all for questions. Are you guys, let's hang out for a few more seconds. You've got these two educators here. Anybody have specific questions or specific challenges that they're working on?
Yeah, Lynn has a question of wholesale cost. Are you asking about the rescue cream? Wholesale cost, Lynn?
I think so, yeah. I have to look that up because I never remember prices, but I will get that in just a sec.
I never remember prices. I'm horrible.
Yeah.
That's why I have everything loaded in a computer, because it tells me.
That's right.
So again, everything is on our website. In order to see the prices for items that are retail, that you're going to retail to your customers, you have to have a approved login for our website to see the prices for that. So you can go ahead and sign up for our website, and then once we approve your license, we will give you a login for that. All right, so the lip rescue, which is the one that Tiffany showed, like the lip balm, is $6.70 wholesale, and the rescue cream is $21. The tub of rescue cream is 1.65 ounces. Hope that answers questions. All right, one more question. Can you use the rescue cream for permanent makeup healing?
Ooh.
To be honest, when I did. I totally did on my eyebrows.
Yeah, I would wait at least a week, right? Because you want to lock in that color so your color can actually come out. It's like the same with the tattoos. You want to just kind of put a protectant on it. And because the brows, lips, and things like that tend to fade, you kind of want to lock in that color. So I would wait like a good week, and then I would start using. I could use it after a week. I wouldn't use it right away, personally.
Okay, Diane has a question. What is the best product or treatment that you would recommend for redness from acne?
You want to definitely use anything with anti-inflammatory, anti-irritants. Hail and Hush has really a great product line that has a lot of that. I have found. Tiff, like what would you recommend product wise?
Relief Bio Powder by Hale and Hush. Absolutely. Okay. So the Relief Bio Powder itself is great. You actually can mix it with the rescue cream. The Relief Bio Powder, it is a powder, so you can mix it with just water. You can mix it in with your moisturizers. You can put it on as a powder, just cleanly on the face or anywhere that's inflamed. It's going to help cover the redness. It's going to help heal the redness. It's non-invasive, so it's just full of anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, microbial things. So the Relief Bio Powder is always the way that I go. The Relief Bio Powder, and everyone that's ever heard me speak, the Relief Bio Powder and the Rescue Cream, those are my 911s. Those, most all of my clients, even if they don't have acne, have the Relief Bio Powder, just because it helps with, you can use it as a mask, right? So Brittany loves just the zinc on her skin, and she'll leave it on for days. The Relief Bio Powder, you can do the same with that. Just mix it with water or in with another mask, or again, in with the Rescue Cream, lather that sucker on. That's going to really help with inflammation and redness.
Yeah, I can't wait to try that. I'm excited to try that.
I don't have it in front of me, but it is in my bathroom.
Yes.
Yeah, it's great. So hopefully everyone sign up for the Hale and Hush webinar next week, because we will be covering that more.
Chris is amazing with ingredients.
What's that, Tiff? Sorry.
Chris is amazing with ingredients.
Yes. Question from Kara. Do you have suggestions for clearing up boxcar from acne?
Yeah, it's the pits. Boxcar is a type of scarring, correct?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's frozen. We'll have to wait till
we were going to, yeah, let's give her a second to get back in. She was having some internet problems earlier, so I'm
going to assume with that question, if you guys can microneedle, we in California can't microneedle. We can microchannel, so something along those lines would be a good way to help with any kind of scarring, because if you can shove as much hyaluronic acid into the skin, that's going to really help plump in a nice, I feel like, natural-ish way. You can also microneedle, microchannel your collagen and stem cell products and such also into the skin. That will help. LED is good for things like that. Those are, me personally, with clients that have scarring, I always send them home with things like the glycolic retinol pads by SkinScript. Those are some of my favorites, because the combination of the vitamin A and the glycolic, that's going to help smooth the skin out. That's going to help exfoliate the skin. You can use those twice a day safely, as long as your client is really good about putting on their sunscreen, which I shame all of my clients into wearing sunscreen. So I hope you guys do the same. I shame everyone actually into wearing sunscreen. It doesn't matter who you are. I could have just met you and I will lecture you on the sunscreen.
It's true.
So those are kind of good resurfacing. I'm not a microdermabrasion person necessarily, but there are other really nice physical exfoliation type of things that you can do as well. But as Brittany mentioned, a lot is really hydration, right? So if you shove the skin with a lot of water, hyaluronic acid, I think that's how I would personally go about it.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Tiff. Thanks for taking over. I think we may have lost Brittany to the internet issues that she was having earlier, but she made it the whole way, which is great.
Yeah, it was great.
So wanted to say thank you to everyone. We hope to see you in another webinar, and we're trying to do 2 a week during this shutdown. So everyone stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.
Bye, guys.